Welcome student. Today we are going to discuss about drift velocity. What is drift velocity? Suppose an electron in a conductor, it moves straight from, see, electron is a negative charge, from negative end to positive end it moves straight, then it is got velocity. We call it as velocity. But in case the electron on the way it collides with something moving like this, moving like this, moving like this, it means it is drifting from positive side to negative side. How this is struggling to reach from negative end to positive end, that we call it as that velocity we call it as drift velocity. As we know, the conductor has a conductor, because conductor is responsible for conducting electric current. So conductor has large number of free electrons. Where from the free electron comes? Suppose this is a conductor and it will have large number of atoms or molecule. Let us take one atom. See, atom, it has got a nucleus. This is atom. Outermost shell, suppose if Z is equal to 12, it means the total number of positive proton, that is positive charge, is equal to 12, and electron, that means it will have, suppose 24. Suppose if an electron has got 12 electron, it means it will have 12 protons also. Electron is a negative charge and proton is a positive charge. So equal number of positive charge will be there, positive charge, and equal number of negative charge will be there in a neutral atom. Suppose in neutral atom, the outermost electron, see, if there are two electrons, and at room temperature, this is we are discussing without applying electric field across this conductor. So when no electric field is applied across this conductor, this is the conductor. Now, at room temperature, say about approximately 27 degrees centigrade, some of the electrons can be detached from the atom. See, it goes outside. This is because from the thermal energy. At room temperature, what the temperature is there, that is called the thermal energy. By absorbing the thermal energy, the electrons in the outer shell can escape out, and that electron we call it as a free electrons. So it means, now let us assume there are 6 proton plus 6 electrons. 6 proton plus 6 electron. 1 electron is gone out of the atom. 1 electron has gone out of this atom. It means now it will be 6 proton and 5 electron. It means number of proton, that is positive charge, is more than negative charge. So it means this has become positive ion. The atom become positive ion because it has lost one electron and the electron become free electron. And there will be large number of atoms which can lose 1 or 2 electron of their outermost shell, and it can go to the outer side because there is 1 electron. This will also become positive ion after losing 1 electron. This electron will come. So there will be large number of free electrons which is coming out from each atom. Each electron can, 1 or 2 electrons can be released, can be detached due to the thermal energy acquired by the electron. Thermal energy means the energy an outermost electron absorbs from the room temperature, and it gains, and due to thermal agitation it comes out of the atom. So this becomes free electrons. So what is the, in average we have how many number of free electrons? There will be 10 to the power 28 free electrons per meter square. It means in a given volume of 1 meter cube, there will be 10 to the power 28 free electrons available, and this all the electrons come out from the large number of atoms present in the metal, because it means free electrons, where it from come? It comes from the atoms of the metal and it goes out of the atoms, becomes free electron, but these electrons cannot go out of the conductor. So this now these free electrons, what will happen to these free electrons? These are the free electrons now available. Now let us write one positive ion. There will be so many number of positive ion, out of which the free electrons comes out. They are free electrons, and it cannot go out of the conductor. So a conductor has large number of free electrons, that is equal to 10 to the power 28 electrons per meter cube. In the absence of electric field, it means we don't apply electric field. This is electric field is applied, potential difference. It means if this is positive side, this will be negative side, electric field will be in this direction. Since we don't apply any electric potential, it means we don't apply, that is E is equal to 0, the positives or negative charge will not be there. In the absence of electric field, the free electrons are in the state of random motion. The free electrons are available here. They will move in any direction, random direction, zigzag pattern. So they don't have any fixed direction for motion. It will move in a random fashion, in any direction, no preferred direction. So these free electrons in the state of random motion. So these electrons will have, these free electrons will have speed. What speed? Speed due to thermal energy, where from it came? From the, so when at room temperature it gives thermal energy, the electrons thermal energy to this one, and the free electrons are released. Because of this thermal energy it occurs, it is get released from the atom and becomes free electrons, thermal energy. So thermal energy, it means they will move in all possible direction, in all random direction. It means it is moving with all possible direction, means it is moving with the random direction, means it will have speed, it will have velocity. What is the velocity? It will move with the velocity or speed of 10 to the power 5 meters per second. That is, the electrons, when electric field is not applied, it will move with thermal velocity, because it is moving because of the energy of thermal energy. It moves though, and that speed we call it as a thermal velocity. So thermal velocity, thermal velocity, which is denoted by U. Thermal velocity in all the preferred direction. It will move. One will move like this, one will move like this, one will move like this, one will move like this. It means at random they will be moving in all directions. So the number of electrons crossing a particular cross section. What do you mean by that number of electron passing a given cross section? Suppose we take a conductor, cylindrical wire. Suppose we take a wire, it is in cylindrical shape. When it is in cylindrical shape, let us take this a wire, because it is in cylindrical shape. We take any cross section. Of this wire. So the electrons will be moving like this one will move like this, one will move like this, and throughout the conductor. That is, free electrons will move. Free electrons will move with speed. The speed is due to thermal energy, and so it means we can say thermal velocity of electron. Thermal velocity of an electron. So thermal velocity, one will move like this, one will move like this, one will move like this, one will move like this. Suppose, see, this is moving, so this is the charge, that is electron is the charge moving like this. One is moving because it is zigzag motion, random motion with a velocity which is equal to 10 to the power 5 meter per second, very great speed, very high speed, but the speed is due to thermal energy, so we call it as a thermal velocity u. So each velocity will have u1, u2, u3, u4. Say this is u1, this is u2, this is u3, this is u4, this is u5, this is u6, and so on. At a given cross section, suppose conductor, if you cut it, in that cross section, this many electron will flow. It means the charge flowing, one charge is flowing this way, one charge, that is electron is flowing this way. Net flow is equal to net charge flow. One is going this way, one is going through this way, through this cross section, it means net charge flow will be 0. Same way for the second pair, third pair, and so many number of pairs. Since the conductor has a large number of free electrons, the net thermal velocity, that is U, net thermal velocity will be equal to 0. That is net charge flowing across any cross section, across this cross section is equal to 0. That is we can say, so the number of electrons crossing particular cross section, this cross section, is equal to number of electrons crossing the same area in the opposite direction. One is going this way through the same, one is going the same direction but in same direction but in opposite. So it means number of electrons crossing, it means number of charge crossing any particular cross section is equal to 0. In this case, since charge flowing through any particular cross section is equal to 0, current flowing through this particular cross section, in the absence of electric field at any cross section of the conductor, net charge flowing is equal to 0 and net current through this cross section area is equal to qt is equal to 0 by t is equal to 0. It means net current flowing across any cross section at any time when no electric field, no potential is applied across the conductor will be equal to 0. So it means though the electron is having thermal velocity, but net charge crossing across any cross, not only this, any cross section of the conductor will be 0. It means charge is equal to 0. So it means net current flowing through the conductor will definitely be 0 according to this equation. So in this case we can say average thermal velocity is equal to, what is average thermal? One is going this way, one is going this way, another one is going this way, oppositely one more is coming. So it means what is average velocity? This and this. This is minus 5, this is plus 5, and this is minus 5, 0 pair. And another one, 0. See the average velocity, average thermal velocity is equal to U1 plus U2 and plus everything, this one are having directions. So though it is random direction, this is having this direction, this is having this direction. So it is a vector quantity U3, we can say is equal to plus UN divided by N. So what is average? Average means total number of electron having thermal velocity U1, U2, U3 up to UN divided by the number of electrons. Total number of free electrons is equal to 0. So this is very important relation. So U average thermal velocity of the electron is equal to 0, which is that is U1 plus U2 plus U3 plus UN, and where n is the thermal velocity of nth electron divided by total number of electron, which is equal to 0. So this is equal to, you have to remember this one again and again. I mean, insisting this is the thermal velocity of one electron and thermal velocity of second electron, thermal velocity of third electron, and nth electron. But what is, why there are n number of free electrons, all electrons having their own thermal velocities and all are moving in a random fashion, no preferred direction. So average velocity of all this, average velocity of all these free electrons when no electric field is applied is equal to 0, this condition. Now when electric field is applied across the conductor, this is a conductor, electric field is applied across the conductor, it means this is a conductor of length L. This is a potential difference, that is potential difference is applied. So this is negative side, this is positive side, this side will be negative and this side will be positive, and the free electron. When it means E applied electric field is not equal to 0, it means some electric field is applied, that is potential difference is applied across the conductor, because this is higher potential, this is lower potential, there is existing a potential difference. What will happen, this electron here, the free electrons here, it will start moving towards the positive end of the conductor. This is conductor. So can it move? Because already the free electrons is created due to positive, this is positive ion. Because why positive ion? Because the electrons are liberated from the atom and this became more positive and this became positive ion, and this free electron, it will try to move. What will happen? It will, there is another positive ion, so electron will start moving towards this direction, towards positive ion. Can it move easily? It cannot move. It will, while moving, it will collide with the positive ion. This will collide with the positive ion, and all the free electrons will collide with the positive ions and the other free electrons available within the conductor. There exists a collision. This is the positive ion, it will go and collide and it will move like this. So it means when it is moving, it will occur, when it is moving towards this one, it will occur a force. What is force? Force is equal to charge into applied electric field. This we have seen in the electrostatic, where charge here is equal to electron into E. This is the force. The force, it will occur a force here, and when it is occurring force, it will this will acquire a velocity, where velocity, it will occur a velocity. Other than this, random thermal velocity. This is random thermal velocity. Because of the applied electric field, it will acquire a velocity, and hence once the velocity is acquired, so force is equal to, when it is occurring velocity, it will be accelerated also, because when there is a velocity, force is equal to mass into acceleration into mass into velocity by time. So it is acquiring velocity. When it is acquiring velocity, it will go with the force towards this direction. When during the collision time, what will happen? Collision, it will lose, it comes with some velocity, very small velocity, and collide here. It will lose all its acquired velocity. It gets some velocity because of the applied electric field, it will lose all its velocity. So the free electrons move in a direction opposite to E. Because the electron is moving in this direction, positive negative side, it's the applied electric field. So the force is in the direction opposite to the acquired electric field. It gains velocity and hence acceleration. It gains velocity, it gains. Other than this, when velocity is gained, velocity means, when velocity is mean, then force is there, then acceleration also, it will, the acceleration is equal to force by mass, where force is equal to minus E by m, where force is due to force in the electric, because of the electric field, force is equal to Q into E, which is nothing but charge is equal to due to electron, so minus E into E, Charge acquired, charge here, the force acquired by the electron, and force by mass is equal to acceleration. So it will acquire an acceleration of minus E by m. This is we have derived from the basics from the plus 2. Okay, when it is colliding, suppose it is colliding here, colliding with the positive ion, it is coming this way, electron. So here after collision, the velocity acquired due to acceleration is equal to 0. Again, so it becomes velocity at this point. Suppose an electron is coming from here, velocity is equal to 0, acceleration also equal to 0, because acceleration is equal to velocity by time. So when velocity becomes 0, acceleration also becomes 0. Then again it is pulled, this negative charge free electrons is pulled by the applied electric field, positive terminal of the applied electric field. So after collision, again, because collision it will not go directly, it will bound like this, and again it will collide with another ion, positive ion, then it will move like this. So it means what? The electron cannot flow on applying the potential, that is electric field. It should go like this, but it cannot go. It will go like this, like this, like this. Finally, it will go in zigzag pattern. It will move, because after collision it will move like this. Then it will reach the electron starting from negative n. Electron from negative end reaches the positive end. After drifting, it acquires a small velocity because of the pull towards this side. Electron is pulled by the positive end, but it will not reach straight away. It will, after getting collision with the metal ion or another free electrons available within the conductor, again it will go like this, it go like this. Finally, after moving zigzag path, it will reach this point. So it means electron is drifting. Electron is drifting. So this is the acceleration acquired on applying the electric field. Okay. So due to collision, velocity is destroyed. That is, velocity becomes 0. Again it is accelerated and comes to rest after collision. Because here velocity is 0, acceleration is 0 after collision. Again it will go like this. It will hit with another positive ion, and again it will go like this, and finally it will reach the positive ion. Again it is accelerated and comes to rest after collision. So as a result, so electron is not collision moving here and there. Finally it will reach this end. So it will, in this process, after drifting from here to here, after collision with the metal ions, it will finally reach here. In this process, it will acquire the rest. So it will acquire a small velocity. This velocity, when it is drifting from here to here with a small velocity, is called drift velocity. It is not directly moving. It is hitting here, going here, hitting, and goes. During the collision, it loses velocity and hence acceleration. Further, it is accelerated because of the positive charge available here. So it is, the electron is being pulled with a force. Force is equal to charge into electric field. Charge into electric field, this we have seen in the electrostatic. So the result is the electron acquires a small velocity, that we call it as a drift velocity. So the flow of electron from one end to another end of the conductor constitute, because electron finally from here to here it reaches after with a small velocity called drift velocity, reaches from here to here. It means there is a flow of charge from here to here. So what is current? Current is equal to charge by time. So charge is flowing for a given particular time across the conductor. It constitutes a current. That is the flow of electric current from one end to another end of the conductor constitute an electric current. Now we have to derive the expression for drift velocity. So electron, it has got two types of velocity. One is when due to the velocity due to thermal energy, velocity acquired by the electron due to thermal velocity, that is thermal velocity, that is U is equal to thermal velocity in a random direction. Thermal velocity is random direction. Another velocity which is acquired due to acceleration on applying electric field. There are two types of velocity. As it is, we have seen u1 plus u2 plus u3 plus un divided by total number of electron is equal to U average, which is equal to 0. The average thermal velocity of all electrons, that is, this is average. Add all things, divided by total number of things, that is equal to 0, as it is we have seen. And what is the, as it is we know, velocity is equal to acceleration by time, or sorry, acceleration is equal to velocity by time, and velocity occurred on applying the electric field is equal to acceleration into time. So acceleration into time, this we call it as a tau. We represent by tau. Why we represent it by, suppose electron is coming here, electron is hitting here, after that again it hits here. The time taken between two successive collision is called relaxation time, tau. And this path, free path, because it is freely moving between, this is between two collision, time taken between two collision is called relaxation time of an electron, not for every electron, it is, and there will be so many electrons, number of electrons will be moving all around having a relaxation time. And this path in which after suffering collision, after between two successive collision, it comes from here and collide here, and this path is called free path. And if you take the average of all the free path, because one electron is like this, another electron, it goes and hit like this, this is the another path, this is the time taken, this is T1 for electron 1, this is for T2 for electron 2, this is relaxation time, this is relaxation time means time taken between two successive collision, and the path, free path, because electron is moving freely between the two collision, and that path is called free path. And if you take the average of free path, that is, we call it is lambda 1 free path, lambda 2, and this is free path between two successive collision, and if you take the average of this and this, that becomes mean free path, that we will discuss later. So we have seen two velocities for an electron when it is drifting towards that is electron drifting towards the positive n because it is a negative charge. See the random thermal velocity of an electron. This is the velocity which is acquired by the electron due to thermal energy at room temperature, and the average random thermal velocity is equal to 0. When electric field is applied, it is accelerating towards the positive n with an velocity of a into acceleration into 2. Acceleration is constant because the force given by this one, because it is giving a force in this direction is constant, because it is constant for all electrons. Since force is constant, acceleration is also constant. Average drift velocity is equal to Vd because of the applied electric force. It is going with the two velocities. The average velocity of thermal is equal to 0, and another velocity given by V is equal to A into tau for an electron. See, from here to here, after it collides, velocity becomes 0, but it takes the time is equal to tau. This is called average. This is called time period, are called relaxation time. and another one is going and hitting here, and here also its velocity, acceleration is equal to 0, velocity is equal to 0, the time, this is we called for electron 1, this for another one, T2. So time taken to reach between two successive collision, and this path is called mean free path. And what is the velocity acquired by one electron? V is equal to, the acquired velocity is E into 2 plus U, because net velocity is equal to thermal velocity plus acquired velocity due to the applied electric field, So we can write it in this way. Now, so what is the net velocity after applying a drift towards from negative n to positive n with a small velocity called drift velocity? It is not only simply straight away moving. Suppose if you ask a person from one end to another end to run, he will run easily. If there are thousands people around in that place, and if you are asking from one end to another end, he will go hit with somebody, and again he will go hit with somebody, again he will go hit with somebody. During the hit, he will lose all his velocity. Again he will be pulled with the rope. That is, electric field is pulling. So if he is pulled with the rope, again he will fall down, his velocity will become 0, acceleration will also become 0. But again, since he is pulled, he will gain the velocity as well as acceleration. So in this way, it is drifting from one end to another end. So what is the net velocity? We can call drift velocity. Net drift velocity is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus Vn, n number of, because this is net velocity, drift velocity is equal to net velocity of the first electron, second electron, third electron, and nth electron. So drift velocity, this one, or V1, we know V1 is equal to acquired velocity, acceleration into time period, because velocity, we know what is velocity. Velocity is equal to acceleration into time plus its own thermal velocity 1 plus one thermal velocity 1 and plus V drift velocity is the average velocity. V drift velocity into V2 is equal to A into tau 2 plus U2 plus A into tau 3 plus U3 plus A into tau 4, or we can call it as plus A into tau nth, that is relaxation time of nth electron, plus this is the thermal velocity, random thermal velocity of the nth electron divided by n. So this is V1, V2 and divided by n. Drift velocity is the average velocity of n number of electrons. So this divided by n. So this we have divided by n. This whole thing divided by n. Our drift velocity we can write V is equal to U1 plus U2 plus U3 plus Un. This U1, U2, U3, Un plus A into tau 1 plus A into tau 2. This is the time period for first, second, third and so on electrons, plus A into tau n divided by n, because the average velocity of this add all this divide by the n number of electrons is average. Drift velocity is equal to average of all the total velocity. So we divide V1, V2, V3 divide by n. So we express, so this we can write it as V drift velocity is equal to U1 plus U2 plus U3 plus Un, since n is common for this and this, n divided by n plus A tau 1 plus A tau 2 plus A tau 3 plus A tau n divided by n. And what is this portion? This is the average thermal velocity, which is equal to 0. So V drift velocity is equal to this portion, it becomes 0, because already we have derived this equation, this one, and this since tau is same, we can take A acceleration is same because what is acceleration? This is the force experience and force by 1, force by electron 2, and force, all the forces are same because the applied voltage, applied electric field is same. So applied force is same because charge on each electron is same and electric field same. Therefore, the force is same. If the force is same, the acceleration is also same. So this is A. If you take it common, tau 1 plus tau 2 plus tau 3, we can take up to n number of this, where tau n. What is tau n? Tau is equal to relaxation time of a particular electron, not for all electron, and this is average. So this is V drift velocity is equal to A into tau by n, where this portion we can write it as tau. So tau is equal to this expression, which is equal to average relaxation time for n electrons, that is, if we divide the relaxation time of electron 1 to electron 3 up to n electron divided by n, divided by this n, this becomes average relaxation time. So divided by A tau, so A into tau, our A into tau, where A, V drift velocity is equal to A is equal to, what is A? A is equal to minus A minus E by m into tau. This is the expression for the drift velocity. One thing here you have to bear in mind, all the electrons have different relaxation time. We take the average relaxation time, and all the electrons have random thermal energy plus accelerated velocity, and we add this one, we come to the conclusion, the expression for the drift velocity.